This is Angela Murad at Amazing Kids AAC Consulting. Well, I've had some folks ask about what case I recommend for the new iPad Air 11-inch M2 2024 model. Unfortunately, as typically happens when new models come out, there's not very many good case choices. And in particular, ones that have a nice foam protective case with an attached rotating stand. And my favorite for quite a while has been the Pepkoo. Pepkoo NLR Fun, I think is what it's called now, doesn't offer a case for this exact model of iPad, but I got one for my iPad 10th gen. And when I looked at the specs, I'm like, you know what? I think that's close enough. And it is. The iPad that you see here in my video is not my 10th gen. It is the iPad Air 11-inch M2 2024. And the dimensions were close enough to fit in this plastic frame. And then the frame, of course, fits in the foam. What I ended up having to do, you'll see on the side here, is silly Apple. Like, why don't they just make specs identical? Anyway, I ended up having to carve out both the plastic insert and the foam here to accommodate the button where you tap to turn on. The problem with this case is it's too deep, even on my iPad 10th gen. It's too deep to accommodate the finger ID, so you do lose that with this case, but that's not what's really that important to me. And I carved out this speaker opening here. And the other one was fine. And then up here, I had to carve out the volume buttons a bit more, both on the foam and on the plastic insert. And let's turn around here. Those were all fine. Those lined up perfectly. So the charging port and the speakers down at the bottom lined up perfectly. There's not anything on that side. And I'll show you why I love this. Oh, and I also had to carve out some to accommodate for the camera being slightly positioned different. And it's like, come on, Apple. That's what makes it so hard for case manufacturers. And we often lose them because, like, seriously, that camera could have been in the same exact spot as the 10th gen. Like, why? Anyway, there's another look at that. And how I carved it out there. And why I like this case so much is this really great attached rotating stand, and just how well it has this nice thicker area of foam. It's just comfortable. Like, to me, because I use my iPad as a laptop replacement, and so I do all my creating of resources on an iPad. And this is my go-to case, has been ever since it was available. Had it on an 8th gen, had it on a 9th gen, now I have it on 10th gen. And now, it gave me flashbacks to when I used to have an iPad Pro 9.7 inch and couldn't find a case that I like. And so I hacked a grip case, which was made of very similar type foam back in the day, and made it work. And that's what I've done here. And how I did this is just with an X-Acto knife and a little inexpensive, it's like a Dremel, but I didn't feel like spending that much because I don't really need that. And just got these on Amazon, and then a carving mat and a protective piece of plastic because it makes a lot of mess as you're carving and using this grinding tool to get what you need done. But yeah, I'm pleased. If they eventually offer a case that's really designed for this, I may get one, just because, okay, see how the iPad Air isn't as thick That might be problematic if you have an AAC user that's throwing a device. So I wouldn't recommend that you do this if that's what you're dealing with. But for me, it worked perfectly well. And I'm pleased to finally have a case now for my brand new iPad that I like.